Greetings, Judah. DFG getting his flight. Hey guys, I'm gonna be brief. One of the things that I truly believe that Yah is guiding me, is to really start to just turn our heads away from the politics, of the world. And what I mean by that is that make sure that our interest goes only as far as biblical prophecy. And if it's not biblical prophecy, then whatever happens with this wicked ass world has nothing to do with you and I. Whatever mess they make, as the old saying, you made your bed, not sleep in it. So, but that being said, this thing that's going on in Cuba right now, and also the incident of killing the president over in Haiti. Do I believe there's some kind of purpose going on there as it relates to Judah, Israel? No, I don't. Other than exploiting, those people who are, Israel. Haitians are Israel, and so is Cuba. At least, the ones with melanin in them, and the ones that are pure, who are coming through the diaspora. Those who were, once enslaved and shipped off from the west coast of Africa. Those, and you can look at them, you can tell they're us, all right. They got our mannerism, our style, our hard-headedness, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Our beauty as well as a people. And unfortunately, they adapted pretty damn well to religion, and many forms of Christianity. But that stated, yes, I think there is a relationship between what's happening, in those countries right now, because at the end of the day, the Edomites need their resources. When Russia cut this country off, or is in the process of cutting off the dollar, China has cut off, the dollar as well. Well, now, they got to start eating their own. You've heard me say that many times. What I simply mean by that, they didn't need necessarily the resources that Haiti has. They didn't need the resources necessarily that, Cuba possess. Now they do. And since they can't rob and pillage it from abroad, they're going to come and rob and steal from at home. That's what the thief does. Yeshua told us that. What does the thief do? Steal, kill, and destroy. So, of course, they're going to undermine those governments there. And, I know Haiti has always had its own issues there with leadership and being ostracized because of, their rebellion and their willingness to fight and accept the fact that if they got to be the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere to stay free, as I guess as free as a nation of our people can be, then so be it. And you can't help but admire them for that. So yes, I believe there's a purpose behind it. I believe that the West is behind it. I believe France is behind it. I believe Great Britain is behind it. And I damn sure believe America is behind it. North America, Canada included. And probably some other little wicked-ass South American nations like Colombia, Venezuela, and some of them that stand to gain because of their, because of the proximity of especially Haiti, if not necessarily Cuba. So again, it's just, the beast coming back home now, to eat. You follow me? It can't eat abroad anymore because China and Russia now has the military build up, the military capacity to kick, the West ass. Putin made that clear. President Ying made that clear. So they can't go and steal from them anymore. The sanctions are not going to work anymore. Their petroleum dollar will no longer be necessary for those two superpowers anymore. So what they're going to do now is refocus on those little small islands and rob and steal and destroy those nations and the people of those nations. By the time they finish with Haiti and Cuba, we're not going to be able to recognize it. And that's not in the long-term future. That's going to be in the short-term future, because these devils are desperate. They are hungry. And they know their time is short, and they are not going to be playing. Now that's what I believe the purpose of that is. I believe it's wicked. I believe it's demonic, influenced. I think that it's about greed. It's about the vicious colonizers no longer able to exploit Asia, and North Asia, South Asia as well, including India. So now they're going to come back to the Western Hemisphere, and those little, what they thought were just unnecessary, countries, hindrance, nuisance. Well, now those little nuisance countries are no longer going to be nuisance countries anymore, because those nuisance countries possess a lot of mineral wealth. And so I don't know if you're Cuban or you're Haitian, or for that matter, Dominican. You guys better hold on to your asses, because they're coming. And I know a lot of you guys in there, or those of you who have relatives there, I know these guys saying, man, if the sanctions are taken away and they open up the free markets, we can do business. It's not going to be that simple, unfortunately for you. That's not the way it works. I mean, go look at some of these other nations, Libya, Egypt, these other countries who thought by embracing democracy, capitalism, that somehow or another the people would gain. Can you tell me who those countries are and how they gained? Those who were exploited and allowed the West to come in and manage their resources. That old saying, when the European and the missionaries went to Africa, the Africans had the gold and the diamonds, and when the Europeans and their missionaries left Africa, the Africans had white Jesus and a distorted Bible. Amen? A distorted one. A New Testament one that left out everything about who the people were, and just gave them pure religion to ensure that those slaves remembered to obey their masters. So Cuba, Haiti, boy, you guys, if about to get bad for you guys. That's all I got to say on it. That's my take on it. But again, the rest of the politics of it, who's going to be their presidents and who's going to replace those regimes, it doesn't matter. They're going to be American puppets at the end of the day, puppets of the West at the end of the day, and they are going to rip your country apart for every single dime that they can get, and you guys are going to be left. You think you're destitute now? You ain't seen nothing yet. By the time they finish, there won't be too many of you all left. Okay, but that's it. I don't know. Maybe if you drop Christianity and and Seventh-day Adventists and the rest of that garbage, and maybe turn to Yah, like he said in 2 Chronicles 7:14. Go look it up. Because if you care enough to see what Yah has to say to your people, as he's saying to your brothers and sisters scattered around this earth, including right here in North America. Maybe you ought to go look it up and see what the solution is. Because there is a solution, but it's only going to come if all the people come together and stand and shut their gates and stop killing each other, stop lusting, after the ways of Babylon. Stop, seeking, they're praying, worshiping their fake, gods, and come out of idolatry and, and voodoo and witchcraft and whatever the hell else. And if you're in Catholicism and Christianity, that's another form of voodoo anyway. It's witchcraft. There's no difference. It's just, voodoo is just black Christianity. Deep, dark black Christianity, you let me tell you. It's all, sorcery and occultism. But, you guys can be saved. But you're going to have to go again. You're going to have to start at 2 Chronicles 7 and 14, and then work your way out. You know, turn to some of your brothers here, you know, in North America, and you know, listen up and hear and follow along, if you will. If not, go out there, go deal with it. All right? Welcome them on in. See what's going to happen to you. DFG. Bye now.